Hello, I'm Dane DiFebo, National Civil War Museum educator here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I have a See, Touch, and Feel moment for the month of December, which is sponsored by Dixon AC&R of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. On December 13th is the 159th anniversary of the Battle of Fredericksburg, Virginia, the largest battle of the Civil War based on the number of soldiers engaged. After a devastating defeat at Fredericksburg, Union morale was at an all-time low as it settled into its winter encampment. Though exuberant over the recent victory, Confederate forces in the Army of Northern Virginia were also growing weary of war fought in their backyards as they camped through the winter of 1862. Stalemate on opposite ends of the Rappahannock River led to boredom in both armies, and the drudgery of Army life played on soldiers' psyches. Soldiers on both sides of the river eventually opened up communication and even trade with the enemy. Additionally, the folks at home were asked to provide gifts and supplies to keep the troops comfortable, maintain the barter system, and also a sense of normalcy in the ranks through the holidays. It is evident, at least in these two letters from the collections of the National Civil War Museum, that Union and Confederate soldiers wrote loved ones during the holiday season, sending their wishes, providing requests for gifts, and simply updating the family and friends at home of their status. The first of these letters is a letter written on Christmas Eve, 1862, by Union Private John B. Wilson of Company I of the 121st Pennsylvania Volunteer Infantry Regiment to his father and his mother. In this letter, Wilson asks his parents to send a comforter, quote, like the one Mrs. Taylor sent to her husband, as the Union troops were settling into the winter quarters and he expected colder weather to come in soon. Private Wilson's attitude towards the war is plagued by despair following the Union defeat at Fredericksburg. He names 10 comrades in this letter who and updates his family on their conditions, as well as those that were casualties of the Battle of Fredericksburg. Wilson also expresses his regrets in leaving the killed and wounded of his regiment on the battlefield. He closes the letter by mentioning the enclosure of a piece of mistletoe, which he extracted from a large oak tree that was cut down while the men were on picket duty, as a reminder that the holiday season goes on regardless of the affairs in the world. In the other letter, which is written to his wife, Confederate soldier Private Warwick Hackaday of Company K of the 1st North Carolina State Troops has trade and finances on his mind. This letter is written on January 5th, 1863, and Hackaday explains that there's nothing to buy in camp except ginger cake at the hefty price of 50 cents each. He then requests a large piece of tobacco, which he could sell for 50 cents a plug as a scheme to increase earnings while in the Army. Private Hackaday closes his letter with a little humor about trade between the opposing lines, writing, quote, the Yankees want to swap General Burnside for a Confederate corporal, likely to put an end to the stalemate in a string of strategic disappointments. The winter of 1862 proved to be a trying time of uncertainty and difficulty for soldiers on both sides of the Rappahannock. These letters exemplify the struggles to maintain some sense of normalcy in the winter encampments amid America's most devastating conflict to date. Thank you for listening to the See, Touch, and Feel moment, highlighting letters from the collection of the National Civil War Museum. Please subscribe to the National Civil War Museum's YouTube channel to view others like it here. Thank you.